Who's a fat boy?
Podcast Fat Boy.
Hey, hello. Welcome to episode 30. Here we go. I apologize that it has been a while. I originally recorded this episode, let's say, about a week ago. I was not feeling in the mood for it. And then, it just took one sound of a hammer whacking a wall in the background, and I just gave up and deleted the file. I was gonna, it was right after the Argos won, so I was so excited and happy. That's not true. I'm not an Argos fan, and not many people are in this city. Let's put it that way. Congratulations to the Toronto Argonauts. Finally, a Toronto sports team wins a championship. But we don't give a shit. We don't give a shit because it's CFL, right? It's Canadian football, very small market stuff. Players make less than grocery store clerks. Can't cheer for someone like that. But today is December the 1st. It is the 1st of December, which means that it is the countdown to Christmas for many people out there. This is the day that you go and get your Lindor chocolate advent calendar, and you start opening up those little doors and having 40 grams of sugar every morning with your coffee. I did that in October with the Halloween candy, and it's a tough start to the day when you do that. Couple of fucking crispy crunches and a couple cups of coffee. Not what we learned on growing up in school about the food groups and whatnot. Couldn't bring that shit to school and eat it. I wonder if there's kids today, actually. Do kids drink coffee in elementary school? Because everyone's on their phones checking their stocks and drinking coffee, and you're just eating chocolate. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way the world is now. Okay? I just made a grilled cheese. It's hard for me to eat earlier than 2 p.m. That's a horrible family trait that I've inherited from my mother, not eating until late in the day. Very bad for your body, bad for your mind, bad for your soul. So I tried to get on that faster. I failed and, had a grilled cheese around probably 2 p.m. And I'll have to say, I am out of Daiya cheese. Daiya cheese, as you know, I've talked about many times on this podcast. It is a vegan cheese. It is a synthetic tapioca-based vegan cheese that I love having mixed in with eggs. I love having it with grilled cheese. And it's mainly those two things that I love the taste of Daiya cheddar-flavored vegan cheese with. But we are out. So we had tacos the other week, had a bag left over of Tex-Mex cheese, and you're damn right I made grilled cheese out of that. And I gotta say, very disappointing. Didn't like the flavor, thought it was very bland. I could have just had toast. I think all I did was shove cholesterol into my arteries, and it wasn't pleasing for me. It has to be pleasing every time you eat garbage like that. And if a little addictive light doesn't turn on in the back of my palate, then I feel let down by that garbage. I don't like being let down by garbage food. It has a purpose to make me smile while I'm eating it and shit my pants later. So, if you haven't tried a grilled cheese, if you've got kids, I suggest before they ever have their first grilled cheese, try with the Daiya cheddar slices first. I tell you, they're going to love it. I've even, given it to my mom, who is the dairy queen, if you will. If that hasn't been used by any corporation, my mother, the Dairy Queen, gave her a grilled cheese with Daiya, and boy, oh boy, did she love it. She's like, this is good. She had no problem with it. No problem at all. And boy, look at that. I lowered her cholesterol that day. And sorry if she didn't get her, 400 milligrams of calcium that seems to be in every bite of cow titty. Other ways to get it. I don't want to talk about that. I feel like I talk about that stuff all the time. Huge news today, guys. It's December the 1st. Of course, they waited for this shit to happen. But, as far as the nuclear update that I'd like to give, who even cares that fucking Kim Jong fired the biggest missile yet? And Hawaii is like dusting off their old Cold War siren system to warn people. What are you going to do in Hawaii if you get hit a nuclear bomb? It's like that siren's like, get somewhere where there's a good view. Maybe you'll like be able to see some like a cool fireworks before you're turned to ash. But getting away from that, Flynn, one of Trump's main advisors in his campaign, is pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI, and he's going to cooperate with the investigation. And it sounds like he is going to be incriminating his boss, Trump's family. Like, they're all in on it, talking to the Russians. So, like, shit is really going to hit the fan right now with that fucking orange fucking creamsicle piece of shit. So I'm excited about that because, like, this whole year has been, it's been this uneasy strain on all our bellies, like right at the top. I feel like, we haven't accomplished as much as a race, especially on this continent, because of this fucking monster who's in power. Like, this is like nuts. So hopefully this is the start of the cards starting to crumble a little bit here. Hopefully he's soon to be no longer presidente. Am I right, folks? Boy, what, it's December. I said it's the countdown to Christmas, but you know what else it is? It's going to be the countdown to everybody going nuts at the gym with their fucking New Year's resolutions, right? I think we've talked about this stuff before. It's also almost been a year since I've brought this podcast back from the dead lift. Remember that episode? That was the first episode in over 3 years that I did. Maybe 2.5 years. And, reflecting on that time, I don't know how I feel. I don't know. This feels like more of a fitness diary to me. I don't promote it. I just kind of have it sit there. I've got some fans of the show that like to tune in. I'm pretty sure Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod are one of the few people that love this. I'm sure they sit and have a low sugar margarita on a Friday night at the Peck Deck where they met, because they have the Peck Deck in their home. They bought it. They work their pecs at it, and they reminisce and listen to the podcast Fat Boy. But we've, there's been all kinds of fun stuff. I feel like, I tag everything, different things that I've talked about throughout the year, and geez Louise, I'm all over the place here. So no wonder that, people are, want to know about Richard Simmons, or they want to know about protein powder, or they want to know about veganism, or, there's just endless knowledge on this podcast. Thank you guys for listening. If you have a New Year's resolution, you're starting to think about getting in your brains, it would definitely be great to, let me, don't hoard me, don't fucking take over my space if it's just something you're going to do for a month. I'm trying to fucking work my delts here. That's, you don't have to worry about me. I just work out at a shitty community gym. I pay $40 for 3 months, and I go twice in those 3 months. That seems to be my record, right? We've got a problem with that. So you won't have to worry about me sighing on the treadmill. For one, I hate doing cardio in public places. It's embarrassing. And two, I get worried doing any kind of activity where no one's monitoring you. There's no cameras or anything. So, if you're working out there alone, you die. If something happens, you have a heart attack. No good. Not good, John Tory. Not good enough, you lame fucking uncle. God, I hate that guy. what else is cooking right now? When I was going to record this last week, it was just my birthday weekend, guys. So I am officially the same age as Chris Farley when he died. I'm 33 years old. I do think I'm in better shape than Chris Farley was. I've never done any major drugs. I'm fairly good, health. Never had any red flags with cholesterol or anything like that. But it really brings it into perspective for you being like, holy shit. You think about sometimes I think about Jim Morrison, and I'm like, how bad could he have been treating his body to fucking have heart failure at 27? Jesus, that's major fucking harm, because the human body is so goddamn resilient. It can take so much fucking, abuse. As looking at one half of my family, the fucking Irish side, they just kick the shit out of their bodies. They do not at all try and soothe their bodies or help their bodies. It's like the harder you can kick it, the longer you live. So it seems to be working on our side, unfortunately. I do not believe in that for myself. I do try to avoid certain things, as we've talked about many times on this podcast. So anyways, had my birthday weekend, went up to the beautiful town of Midland and got to really enjoy myself there. I was on a floor with a bunch of kids there for a hockey tournament. They were really fucking loud, and they were all eating pizza and swimming in the pool, probably having a piss. Everyone's, at least odds are at least 2 out of 10 of them pissed in that pool, pissed on me and my girlfriend. So I didn't stay in there too long, especially that hot tub. It was just probably not even heated. It was just fucking gross teenage boy piss. Oh dear. But tell you, beautiful town there. They got a great Italian restaurant in Midland. If you want a fucking chicken parmesan that's the size of like a fucking rhino's liver, you should definitely go there and have it. I don't know if it was a joke thing. I don't know if it was a throwback, a very deep cut to the movie Great Outdoors, where if I ate the whole fucking thing, I'd get the meal for free. I don't know. Couldn't even eat a quarter of the fucking thing. It was so big. It was ridiculous. But it's good to have leftovers, folks. So get that doggy bag. Take it with you, especially when you're in Midland. Bring your own doggy bag, folks. So let's go to the fitness update. What have I been doing? Have I been working out? Have I been doing any fucking thing? Well, I've been doing the 2 things that I always do. Play fucking ice hockey on a fucking team that we are the fucking worst. We keep getting shoved down to different divisions. I think we're in a division now where there's like people who don't even, they're just like, they don't even, it's like just a bunch of teams of people who thought they were coming to a rink for like a convention or something, and they're all just like wandering around on the ice lost. They don't have any equipment or anything on. So we just skate around them and score an open net. That seems to be the division we're in now. So the good thing about being really horrible at ice hockey is, fitness-wise, you're going to get a good workout because all you do is chase the puck everywhere. You're constantly sprinting everywhere you go. You feel awful, especially when I have a late game. It's brutal. Now, on the flip side, the ball hockey league, guys, we were in the finals against a team that we very closely got into a fight with in an elementary school gym. This is a place where kids pee and poop and don't tell the teacher. And we're grown adults, and we're fighting over an orange ball going into a hockey net. Pretty silly stuff, right? Very silly, especially if you get in a fight. And these are the kind of guys that, I'm sure that if I got in a fight in this league, I would get charged with assault, and I'd have to go to court and fight this, and I'd have to really try to get it off, probably take a plea agreement or something like that, because it's ridiculous. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? No one should be fighting. Are you getting a workout? Are you getting a good workout? How's the ticker right now? That's all you should be worried about, for God's sakes. My God. So I've definitely been having a trouble playing ice hockey. My stamina, it just feels like maybe I was born with one lung. I don't know. That's a possibility. Maybe they just never told me that, or maybe, after I've had x-rays, they just thought I knew. Like, of course you knew. Why wouldn't your doctor tell you have one lung? Because it feels like that when I'm out there, okay? Like, I fucking cannot breathe. I don't smoke. I, try, doing hockey twice a week. That's a good amount of cardio, for fuck's sake. But I got to go over to that fucking gym. I got to do some more of that shit. I got to do squats because it's very important to build your lower body. And that's not just for hockey. That's for all you humans out there too. Just trying to walk around, have a good time. Just, you don't even have to go to the gym. If you've never squatted before at a gym, you don't fucking need weights, okay? Just fucking get into your bull stance and start fucking doing some squats. Just scrunch down, not too far. Don't fuck your knees up. And you'll start to feel it. And you'll feel it in your core too. And then once, that feels like nothing, and you're just a fucking jumping beanstalk, jumping jack flash, then you can move up to weights, okay? But try it at home first. It's actually good to do that without weights. Anytime you're doing any kind of weightlifting, you always want to do it on very minimal weights or no weights at all, just to get the structure of the movement. So you're not looking like a fucking nutcase that's humping the air while working out and breaking their C4 vertebrae. I've seen that many times, and it's awkward. You don't know what to do to people when they're going through that. I am in the Charlie Bucket studio once again. It is feeling very Charlie Bucket-ish in here because it is getting colder and the heat is not always coming on. So it's fucking freezing in here most of the time. Sometimes we get her down to 10 degrees Celsius. For you Fahrenheit folks, I can't really do the math in my head. That's something, maybe that's my fucking New Year's resolution. To be able to just say any Celsius temperature and then be like, oh, it's 63 Fahrenheit. To the one American person that's looking at me with a fucking twisted face. Maybe that'll be it. You guys, if you're interested, you can also fucking take that too as your fucking New Year's resolution. I'm sure I'll have another one before the end of the year, guys. I am actually potentially, this is ridiculous, I've been on hold for a commercial that's shooting in Alberta, and I would have to leave on Sunday. There's been no word of me being released from it, one way or the other. So I contacted my agent and was like, what the fuck is going on? And sure enough, I have not heard back yet from this company. And, I would be going to Alberta for my first time. And you're damn right I would have to record there. I would have to do an episode because I love taking this puppy on the road and talking fitness with cowboys. That'd be fun to see the wild west of Canada. People eating beef in their cereal. High iron content among the people of Alberta. And maybe I'll dip my toes in a tar sand. That'd be kind of fun too. I'd love to see the bubbling ooze like in the movie. I would imagine it's like the movie Volcano, where a volcano erupted in Los Angeles. Very good plot. Saw that at the Film Factory Newmarket, RIP. But there's a point in that movie where there's just looks like a tar pool or tar sand, and it just starts bubbling and baby, it's getting hot and bubbly. It's getting massage level of lube here. So that's what I'm picturing the tar sands. Can't wait to dip my toes in it. Very good for you. That stuff. Apparently it's very healthy. Yep. Very healthy stuff. I wish they would just, make a pipeline and fucking ship that shit all through indigenous land to the States. I think that's a great idea. I think someone probably won the fucking Nobel Prize for that one. Stupid. Oh my God. Tar sands. Are we over oil yet? I would love to be over oil. I actually just watched a documentary on TVO. That's Television Ontario. It's a free channel. During the day, they play kid shows with young actors hosting these shows that they fucking essentially, you know, it's like you can see their gums bleeding from grinding their teeth. Anyways, that would be it for me because I've auditioned for one of those jobs once in my life many years ago. And I threw the audition. I was like, I'm not going to prepare. I do not want this job. I do not want to be a TVO host. This would be fucking nuts. So all the power to those people, because that is a fucking hard job to do. I had to watch this guy yesterday, and he's fucking talking to this kid, and she was a fucking know-it-all. And he's just like, she's just trying to get her to spin the fucking wheel. Just spin that fucking wheel. Can you spin the fucking wheel for me, honey? And, you know, she's fucking being a know-it-all, telling you how wheels work and shit. Can't handle it. Can't do it. So anyways, after that, the documentary on just renewable sources of power and fucking, you know, like you learn about fucking Iceland and their geothermal fucking power. It powers the whole fucking country of Iceland. Geothermal. What they do is they drill down to fucking hot rocks. The hot rocks, the further down they go, it hits hot rocks and then it creates fucking steam, right? You put fucking like water down in there and it creates intense fucking steam. And but you know, they don't know where the fucking molten lava is, because when you hit that, it's a bit of a fucking hornet's nest, you know. It can be like essentially like a volcanic explosion. So, you know, they're learning, but why wouldn't you use that as your fucking thing? It's definitely healthier than oil and shit. Completely powers Iceland. Geothermal energy. Very cool. And another thing I saw, I know I'm getting a little off track here. I'll just talk about one other thing I saw, but there's solar power. You know, I was always thinking that like the way they have to do this is they're just, you know, using solar panels and they're going to charge batteries. But there's this $1 billion operation in the fucking desert somewhere in the US. And essentially what it's doing is like, I thought they were all solar panels, but they're like fucking, they're all mirrors out in the middle of the desert. There's 10,000 of these mirrors. And when the sun's at the right point in the sky, they all fucking, they're all pointed towards this one source in the middle of the plant. And it like fucking heats up the top of this thing like a fucking magnifying glass and creates like by superheating salt or some shit, and then that, you know, gets turbines and shit going and creates steam. Fucking nuts. And you can just keep reusing that salt over and over again. Fucking red hot salt, baby. So you know, there's you gotta think about the environment, because, you know, this is the world we're exercising in. We're trying to be healthy in, and figuring out our energy is gonna help what? Help us fucking live longer, right? Okay, so we can fucking go and use our Fitbits and shit and go to the treadmill, afford all this shit. So, wow, I've got a ton of shit left here, and I've really been fucking going, which is good, you know, because when I recorded this last week, I wanted to fucking throw my phone at the wall. So, what I'm going to do to try and help with my stamina with skating, just as a, even if you just want to go for a fun skate, all the rinks in the city of Toronto, they are open now. You can go free skating around on their public rinks. You can look it up on the fucking web, drop-in programs. Go for a skate, man. Go for a fucking skate. I am. Oh, dear. So, yeah, I guess the next thing I want to talk about was, shopping for Christmas gifts, like for fitness. What are the fitness gadgets and stuff like that? Looking at, you know, I looked at a few sites to see if there was anything. I wanted something fucking corny. I wanted like the fucking thing you put on the ab belt, or something new spin on that. Dr. Ho this, Dr. Ho that. You know, I want some of that shit, but, you know, it just was more real stuff that might actually be helpful, like with these fucking fitness watches, right? And you can't just get the fucking cheap end of a Fitbit like I have, the fucking shitty Charge HR, which just, it does a few things, but it's nothing fancy. And, you got to get the ones with the built-in GPS and all this shit, so you're not burning through your tiny bits of data you have in our Canadian plans. It's horse shit. We don't have any fucking data on our plans. Biggest fucking scam. They're laughing it up. They're laughing it up over there at fucking Bell, which I'm going to talk about. I'm going to finish the show talking about fucking Bell. Let's talk, baby. Anyways, like I saw that you're going to pay at least $300 for one of the fancy $300 to $600, depending on if you want the Apple Watch, you want the Fitbit Ionic. They fucking take your fucking heart rate, your blood pressure. They tell you who's in love with you. You push this, you push that. They're all fucking gimmies, though, aren't they? Fucking gimmies. You don't need that shit. Just fucking get a cheap one, get your fucking steps in, get your friends on it so you can monitor that shit, and you'll be on your fucking way, essentially. The other thing I might offer put on your Christmas list is a fucking foam roller. You can stretch out your fucking ligaments and shit. Do your stretches. A fucking voice teacher told me that fucking 15 years ago, and I didn't listen to her, and, now I get back pain at odd times of the fucking day. Jesus. A couple of one article that I was reading that really caught my eye. For one, it's called "Loneliness Can Be Like Smoking 15 Cigarettes a Day to Your Health." And I love when medical professionals, they go to school for years, they somehow become very intelligent in a certain subject, and that gives them the right to compare how many cigarettes in a day a certain level of activity is in comparison. How did she know that 15 cigarettes a day is equivalent to being lonely? Why 15? She's like, not a whole pack. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about fucking Virginia Slims? Are they bitch sticks, as they used to call them? I don't know if that's a term we can use anymore. 15 cigarettes a day. Is it the one that my fucking deceased stepdad used to smoke? Jolly Green Death? Like, those are strong ass fucking... Well, what 15 cigarettes are we talking about here? Ones you buy at the Reserve in a bag? They're horrible. I guess I'm thinking a little too much on it, but it did catch my eyes as saying that, like, essentially if you're lonely, it's bad for your health, right? And so I'm going to talk about this psychologist. Her name is Julianne Holt-Lundstad. She's a professor of psychology at Brigham Young University in Utah. And she says social connection should be a public health priority. Social connection is associated with 50% reduced risk of early death, and loneliness exacts a grave toll. It's comparable to the risk of smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Oh, I just love it. I love it. That's the whole reason I'd want to be a doctor. Because, sometimes I'm like, I'll eat 2 pieces of chocolate cake, and I'll be like, those are my 4 cigarettes today. She also says it exceeds the risk of alcohol consumption. It exceeds the risk of physical inactivity, obesity, and it exceeds the risk of air pollution. So, being lonely is just the worst fucking thing imaginable. So, some people have anxiety. Some people, just weren't able to make friends and branch out. And just to fucking, jamming it on them a little bit, make them feel worse. Let's bring up the fact that, hey, now that you're stuck in that fucking hole, that pit, yeah, it's not good for you. It ain't fucking good for you at all. I guess I think mentally I can agree with this, that, being, my dad's best friend is someone that is fully into this, this categorization. Just say, like, some people can't avoid loneliness. How can... And it's really hard to be like, okay, I guess I'll go fucking line dancing now. And so I can live longer. Another doctor suggests that you recognize and name loneliness in your life. Be aware of how our changing social structures enable it, aka social media. You just sit here and read fucking Trump tweets like me. Make socializing a priority. Ugh, I'm 33 years old. Do you think I really fucking want to do this? I made socializing a priority in my 20s to an exhausting level, and I'm tired of it. I don't need to see anybody more. Fuck off. I'll live forever. But maybe I want to smoke fucking 15 cigarettes a day of loneliness. Smoking lonely cigarettes. Jesus. I'm going to drop it to, I'd like to contact this doctor and see if I can drop it to 5 cigarettes a day of loneliness. How to measure your loneliness with cigarettes is the science I'm willing to pay taxes on. If we could do that, that would be great. So yeah, to all you lonely people out there, fucking go to the hot spot, fucking dance it up, and, stop smoking lonely cigarettes. That's all I got to say about that. The other thing I wanted to talk about when I was talking about, gifts that you want for Christmas or Judaism, Hanukkah, sorry. A former guest in episode 4, Protein Town, you might remember him as Adam Colley. You might remember him as a Second City alum. He's a star of Body Buds, which was a spoof on Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod on the CBC. And he has since gotten a gig doing internet spots for Canadian Tire, telling you all about different fucking things that you can buy. And one of them, he's trying to help you buy the right treadmill. I'll just play a little glimpse of Adam trying to sell a treadmill.
Still not a run, just a speed walk. And then you can pull the ripcord when you think the treadmill has had enough. Hey, wait up! I'll catch up with them later. Hi, I'm Eric, and today I'm going to take you through Canadian Tire's top treadmills. So, whether you're a serious runner or shopping for treadmills that will be used by several different members of your family, I'll be showing you some great choices for many different running needs. All available on our website or in-store at Canadian Tire.
And that's about the extent that I'm going to play of the fucking treadmill Canadian Tire Eric guy, I guess his name is. He's wearing very colorful clothing. He's doing squats, and he is going to guide you through. If you're looking for a treadmill, you want to listen to fucking Eric, aka Adam. So go to your YouTube channel and search for Canadian Tire, and you'll see these fun videos. Okay, so was that a lot of fun for you? That was a lot of fun for me. I think I'm gonna wrap it up now, and I was gonna talk about how Bell Let's Talk, essentially how Bell treats their employees so horribly that they're suffering panic attacks and vomiting and puking blood and getting ulcers and shit, and they don't seem to give a shit about that. But you know what? I don't give a shit about them, not the company itself. Other than the fact that they partially own the Toronto Maple Leafs is the only thing I care about Bell. So here we are. I am, still fighting the good fight, trying to live my life, and hopefully I can continue this on in Canmore. If not, it'll be probably in the Charlie Bucket studio, and it'll be fucking another one of these. So I miss you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.